Hi, Zizaran here with another build guide collab, and this is Poison SRS with HelmBreaker. A lot of people might already be familiar with Poison SRS. It's very strong on a lot of different things like Witch and Templar. And obviously for this event, we have a cool new ascendancy. So, HelmBreaker, tell me a little bit about SRS and why we're doing this on with the new ascendancies. Like, what do we get that's special?
Since this is a poison SRS and the Arakaali new ascendancy is a poison-based ascendancy, you can pretty much convert a necromancer or a poison SRS necromancer, which was what was used earlier, into this ascendancy, and it works pretty well because you get a bit higher max elemental and chaos hits against bosses, and you get a little bit more damage. Another pro is that since you get minion poison chance in ascendancy, you don't need as many jewels for it, so it comes a bit cheaper to gear up.
Mm-hmm.
The cons compared to necromancer though is minion survivability will drop a little bit. Life Leech is something you got from your ascendancy as a necro, which you don't have anymore, and you have a bit lower fizz max.
So this should be a really good starter. We're going to show you guys the path of building and we'll go through that, but really solid starter, and more importantly, it doesn't need any uniques to start off. And we have like in-game item trees where we show off all the expensive stuff that you can pour your currency into. So for leveling this early on, you want to make a witch character and do the breaking some eggs quest, and that will give you summon raging spirit as a quest reward. And then you want to buy raise zombie and holy flame totem. Obviously a lot of people have probably seen a lot of players, especially streamers, love leveling with peaconk and stuff like that early. It's very fast. That's always an option, but if you want to level with the minions, everything is here. But yeah, you make a witch level to level 4, do breaking some eggs, and then buy that. And as you can see, path of building here on the skill set, very in-depth, and HelmBreaker has made an insanely in-depth build guide in general. For those that are used to my normal build guides, it's very similar with step-by-step, everything showing like what to take each level, so you're never confused on where skill points get. And you also have the endgame trees, different like late upgraded, etc., and you have those as loadouts too. If you're not familiar how loadouts work, they basically sync up the tree, the skill set, and the items. So very easy to just sync everything up with that. If you aren't familiar with how path of building works, I do have a separate video covering that, and it's very important. We will be using path of building for the entire video. As you can see, early on, it is just like rares. There's no crazy unique you need. Darkness and Throne is pretty easy to get, but even without that, not the end of the world early, so it's going to be incredibly strong. Everything is just rares with like resist, life, etc. So pretty easy to follow early. And then if we move on to other loadouts, you can see that you can go for Aegis, Covenant, Jinx, Juju. Later on, you have even more like expensive things you can go for, like the jewels and stuff. They are a pain to farm for. I'm an Anu's case. They end up being anywhere between 5 and 15D, at least on hardcore trade. Not 100% sure on softcore trade, but they can be pretty pricey. But it really will take you like through the entire leveling process. So very in-depth guide. Very much damage when you actually get everything, but even at like early on, crazy high damage. And this is with like no padding, nothing like that. HelmBreaker's taken like a lot of work and done very detailed notes as well, with mistakes you could make, low budget notes, etc., and loads of extra help and advice. Amazing creator, makes loads of max roll guides. Probably a lot of you followed the PoE2 Inferno list from him, etc. So very detailed. And it really covers everything. And so HelmBreaker, what would be like the biggest mistakes people could do for a minion build?
One of the biggest mistakes is like when you want to get quality on your gems, the minion gems specifically, and then you buy like a level 1 Ray Spectre gem and with 20 quality, or an Animate Guardian level 1 20 quality, and then you start using that gem in a map.
Yeah.
And the Ray Spectre and AG is just gonna die because their life depends on their level. So you should never use a level 1. You should level up it in your offhand and keep using the high level 1 that you've been using when you were leveling in the campaign.
Yeah. So if you're wondering why your minions are falling apart, that's probably it. What about Animate Guardian? How important do you feel like that is for the build?
To start off with, you use Melee Splash with your Raging Spirits to improve clear speed, but like later when you get Animate Guardian with the first gear setup, it has Asenaths, which will apply a curse, and when the enemies die near wherever the corpse of the cursed target is, they explode, and that massively improves clear speed.
Okay.
So before you get AG, clear speed will suffer, but as soon as you get AG, clear speed will improve a lot.
Are you worried
But
about the survivability of the Anime Guardian?
I've tried to improve it a lot because since it's not a necromancer anymore, survivability has dropped.
Mm-hmm.
So I've taken precautions to improve it as much as possible,
Okay.
uh, at least to not like lose too much damage or defenses and so on.
Yeah.
So it should still be possible to play with it.
Is there any bosses or something you should absolutely avoid with Anime Guardian?
Uh, T17 Abomination map boss can be very dangerous
Yeah.
for minions. Like you would probably at least use the mid gear before you challenge that boss. I wouldn't do it earlier.
Okay.
Maven can be dangerous because she disables regen.
Yeah. What about bandits and the gods? Just skill point and Lunaris Crucible?
Yeah, yeah. Since we use pure elements, we can take Lunaris and Goal, so we don't have to think about like Prime King for freeze
Mm-hmm.
and Kill All for extra skill points.
Awesome. So, HelmBreaker, a lot of people might be unfamiliar with how Hungry Loop works. Do you want to walk them through it?
So Hungry Loop works in a way that it eats support gems, but the support gem needs to be at level 19 and at max experience, and then you put in the gem in the socket and then you level it up. That way it levels up. Corrupted gems does not work, and level 20 gems does not work. So it needs to be 19 and max experience.
Awesome. So it just eats the gem, and then you get basically a 5-link in your ring. Another thing important to mention is that with auras like Precision and Vitality, they actually cost flat mana per level and not like percentage like Period of Elements. So Precision, we actually keep at level 12, and you can de-level this if you need more mana, but already at level 12, they should have max accuracy. Well, thank you so much for putting this like beautiful guide together. It's super detailed, super amazing. Make sure you check out HelmBreaker. Does really great stuff on Maxroll, really great stuff on YouTube. He's not a streamer, but amazing content creator with really good guides. So huge thank you to HelmBreaker for doing this collab and showing off the build with me. And I hope you guys have a great league start with it. If you're playing it, it should be absolutely amazing. And I think it'll be a very popular build for the upcoming event. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy these collabs. More importantly, try to die less than I do.